How you doing? I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. Today I just wanted to talk about a few tips on how to establish new habits, especially in those early few days once you've quit drinking alcohol. The first tip is to just keep things as simple as possible. Simplicity is your friend in this thing. You know, once you complicate things, you make things so that they can seem overwhelming. You know, if you try and go after too much too soon, then it can seem like you're being overwhelmed with things, and there's a risk that you'll pull out and, you know, revert back to your old life, because that's the easiest thing to do. So simplicity is the key. Try and keep things as simple as possible. Number two is to commit yourself to 30 days. I think once you've completed 30 days, it's like you've almost got a certain amount of automaticity into your new habit, right? And you've deconstructed the old habit enough. You know, you've destroyed the old habit in enough of a way so that you're allowing the new pathways, the new neural pathways to start forming in your brain. And 30 days gives you a lot of experience as well. You know, it just sort of shows you what it's like to be without alcohol, shows you what it's like to go through 4 full weeks, 4 full weekends, all that kind of stuff. And many people just don't have that experience in the beginning, you know, and it's one of the things that I found. You know, when you're facing into this, most people think about quitting drinking alcohol in terms of forever, a lifetime. What am I going to do forever not drinking? And that's overwhelming in itself. But it's overwhelming because we can't think about the weekend, what we're going to do at the weekend without a drink, right? What we're going to do when we get down to Jerry and Marge's for dinner and they offer us wine that they normally would. You know, what are we going to do in that situation, you know, without? So it's dealing with those little situations first, and 30 days is a good time frame for assessing just how well you're doing at this. You know, once you get to the 30 days, then take it at another 30-day chunk, or take it at 60 days, then whatever it is. Number 3 is to experiment with a whole load of different things in your life that you want to try. You know, you don't know whether you like something or you don't like something until you try it, and try a lot of different things, you know. As I say, a lot of the things, give it a chance, you know, give it at least a week, you know, try and give these things 30 days if you can. If you can't, you know, some things you're going to know at the first try whether you like them or not, whether they suit you or not, whether you can actually bring them into your life or not. So try and experiment as much as you can with just different ways of doing things, different ways of looking at things. The fourth thing is to look at the needs that would otherwise be met through you drinking alcohol, right? So what were you drinking alcohol for? The reasons why you drank, right? And be honest with yourself. You don't have to show this to anyone else. Why did you drink in the first place? You know, was it because you wanted to relax and this is how you did relax? Was it because you needed it to sleep, and every time you tried to sleep before, you couldn't go to sleep if you didn't drink? These are all your basic needs, and try and break them down into those categories. You know, maybe everyone's got a few different categories of needs that they were satisfying through alcohol. Now you have to look at those and try and find alternatives. Not try, but find alternatives. There are plenty of them out there, much more healthy, much more realistic alternatives to relaxation, to sleep, and to everything that you can think of that alcohol used to give you, right? You know, alcohol is a poor substitute for most things in life, but it's an easy substitute to make because you're getting an instant gratification, and most people would prefer to have the instant gratification and not think about the long-term consequences, you know. So just look for those needs that you would otherwise be finding through drinking alcohol. The next one is to get outside your comfort zone. You need to push yourself outside of your comfort zone, not only to quit the drinking, but to push yourself into other areas where you're going to find these new activities, new ways of thinking in your life. You know, these are not natural. You know, these kind of things are not going to come to you very easily. You're going to have to put up with sort of feeling awkward and feeling out of place in a lot of different areas. You know, when it's like going into the classroom for the first time and you've got all these other students who are there and you're just feeling totally vulnerable. Well, in most situations, so are the other people, you know. You know, you're new, they're new, everything's new, and that's going to happen with most new situations in life. You know, we, as a race, we're wired to dislike things that are new because new always signifies danger. You know, it might not actually be danger, but you know, you're better off starting out with that premise that the new is dangerous, because you know, if you're in the wild, often something that was new or something that's out of place does signify danger and has got something dangerous in it, and could mean life or death. Obviously we don't have that nowadays, but you know, it's still wired into us to think that way. So you have to accept the discomfort in the early days. Is just par for the course. The next one is, don't worry about perfection. You know, don't worry about making mistakes. You're going to make mistakes, right? It's part of the process. It's part of this whole, you know, you getting from A to B, from where you are now to as a drinker to where you want to be as a non-drinker, from where you are now without the new habit to having the habit installed in 60 or 90 or 120 days or whatever it is down the road that it takes to get that habit installed. So you're going to make mistakes. You know, don't look for perfection, because perfection is not there. You won't find it, right? You can look for perfection once you've got the habit established and you're in there and you're not thinking about alcohol anymore. Then you sort of push to start creating perfection in the things that you do. For now, just be happy enough to plod along and take step by step actions forwards, step by step. As I said earlier on as well, understand your reasons why. You know, understand why you're doing this, and you know, get those firmly inside your mind. Why is it that you want to quit drinking? You know, if it's for health, why specifically in your health? What is it about your health that you're doing this for? You know, and get as specific as you can with this thing. If it's for your relationships, why specifically, who specifically, and why specifically are you doing this for them? You know, what is it that you want to achieve out of doing this? And it's important to understand your reasons why, because that's the thing that first of all gives you the inspiration to do it. These people or your health or your wealth or whatever. Then, you know, it motivates you to get going. And once you get that initial momentum, that motivation allows you to persist, right? You know, you can keep looking back on these things. And the final thing is to write these things down. You know, write all these things down, your thoughts about what you're doing, your triggers, what's triggering you off, why you're doing this. You know, everything that you can think of, you know, try and make a daily journal and just write down as much information as you can about these things, because it not only gets the information out of your head and onto paper, it gives you a chance to clarify things and to focus on one individual aspect of this. So for instance, your triggers, if you write down your triggers, then you know, one thought triggers another thought, which triggers another thought, and you know, you can, before you know it, you can have a whole list of triggers that you didn't even think were triggering you to drink alcohol. But once you started writing them down, you started thinking about them and focusing on that. It's a great tool, you know. And as I say, for your reasons, it's a brilliant tool, because you write your reasons down at the beginning of this, take the sheet of paper, fold it up and stick it in your pocket, and any time that you feel that you're in need of some inspiration, pull out this sheet of paper out your pocket and read through it, you know. And that's the reason why I say specificity. Be as specific as you can. Nobody else is going to see this, nobody else needs to see this, but you need to have something that's going to jump out of the paper at you, you know, that's going to say, shit, that's the reason why I'm doing this. So look, if you have any questions at all, any suggestions for topics that you want to see, then give us a shout, either here on the website or on YouTube. Send me an email at kevin@alcoholmastery.com, and if you want any help at all, come on over to the website. We've got so many videos over there now. We've got many different step-by-step courses as well that you can take advantage of. Some of them, most of them are free, some of them are paid for, but you know, it's all over there and it's all at your disposal. You can get it immediately, and hopefully you'll think that it's sensible help. You know, I think that it's, from my perspective, it's, you know, just to look at things from a perspective of what I can do for myself, what you can do for yourself, you know, and that's what I'm trying to teach. Throughout these whole things, you can listen to me as much as you want, you can listen to other people as much as you want, but if you don't make the effort yourself to do these things, then it's all for nothing. You know, you won't achieve anything. So until next time, I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. Stay safe, keep the alcohol out of your mouth, onwards and upwards, always onwards and upwards. Take care, bye now.